The journalist who has previously reported on ISIS in Syria has claimed a massacre carried out against Rohingya Muslims is even worse after uncovering evidence of the murder of infants. Speaking on BBC's Newsnight, filmmaker Gabriel Gatehouse said, "I have reported on Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, but none of that really comes close. This is by far the most disturbing story I have ever covered." While making a filming investigating the fate of a village in Myanmar, Mr Gatehouse uncovered a series of horrifying events, which he added were not an isolated incident. His comments come as Theresa May said the current crisis in Myanmar looks like ethnic cleansing. Speaking at the Lord Mayor's banquet, Mrs May said this is a major humanitarian crisis which looks like ethnic cleansing. And it is something for which the Burmese authorities and especially the military must take responsibility. Gabriel Gatehouse claimed what is happening in Myanmar is worse than what he saw in Syria. This is by far the most disturbing story I have ever covered. Gabriel Gatehouse, the UK is already the largest donor in response to this crisis, and we will continue to play a leading role in bringing the international community together, working through the UN and with regional partners to do everything possible to stop this appalling and inhuman destruction of the Rohingya people. It is extremely difficult to travel to the Rakhine State where the violence is taking place. Thursday, November 2, 2017, Myanmar State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi waves as she arrives back from Mongda town to Sitwe Airport, in Sitwe, Rakhine State, Myanmar. The 2nd of November 2017, Mr Gatehouse instead spoke to survivors over the border in Bangladeshi refugee camps where they have fled and saw video evidence of atrocities. The investigation focused on the events of a massacre in Tula Toli where residents believed they were safe after signing a peace pact. Speaking to Newsnight said, "We are talking about mass murder, mass rape, the killing of infants and of children." Soldiers entered the village on the morning of August 30th, driving many villagers to flee to the riverbank. One survivor who managed to escape with one of his daughters while the rest of his family were lost revealed what he witnessed. Aung San Suu Kyi has been attacked for not speaking out, said there were 150 soldiers from the Burmese military. They were shooting and burning the houses as they marched. The film includes disturbing footage filmed by survivors of Tula Toli and contains testimony of several survivors still bearing the scars of the massacre. Mr Gatehouse said it is not an isolated case, it is the kind of thing that has been going on throughout the Rakhine State since the end of August and indeed continues to go on until this day. We are talking about whole villages being burnt, razed, ethnic cleansing in effect. Hundreds of thousands have fled over the border to Bangladesh. This is violence that is perpetrated against a people who, in any case, have few the human rights that human beings would expect. Authorities in Myanmar have been accused of seizing on attacks carried out by militants in the region as an excuse for ethnic cleansing against the Rohingya. The country's civilian leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, who does not control the military, has been criticized for not speaking out more over the campaign against the minority. Bob Geldof yesterday returned his Freedom of Dublin in protest against the Nobel Peace Prize winner who held the same honor.